Welcome to the Jake Feinberg Show. Such an honor to be with another cat that as I'm on my journey, I just wander in and find beautiful melodic cats and elders and peers. Keaton Wilson, welcome to the Jake Feinberg Show.
Yeah, it's like to be chatting with you.
It's an honor. Did you actually pursue a career? Did you think about attempting a career in music? Because you know all the cats.
Yeah. I think in undergrad, so I did my undergrad up in Tacoma, Washington.
Where?
University of Puget Sound, small little liberal arts school.
Bud Shank was up there, maybe?
Yeah, what's that?
Bud Shank?
Yeah.
I can't stop listening to Shank. Dude.
Yeah.
Dude, so you don't even tell me you hung with Shank.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Puget Sound, good.
Puget Sound, it was great. And I did, those first couple years were like split between like traditional classical training. I was in a studio. I took classical lessons all the way through college, and then science, biology. And so I think that's kind of when the split happened, where I was like, man, like, I don't know about the music thing. Like, I know that I want to pursue it and continue to pursue it, but I don't know if it's like the moneymaker.
I guess here's the better question. I don't care about the career thing. What was the most free setting did you play in there? Like, getting outside the classical bag.
Yeah, we had
how thrilling was that?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. We had a quintet that we played with.
What was the instrumentation?
So trumpet, saxophone, bass, keys, and drums. Really great. We do a mix of original and standards. You're still learning in undergrad when you're in your 20s and stuff. But we played out at shows and clubs, and it was great. It's perfect.
Did you ever tour before you went into science? I'm talking about being able to sing for your supper, because the bottom line is that the baddest cats in this town, maybe make $20,000 a year playing music.
Yeah,
you can't do it.
No,
you can't do it. And I'm interviewing Lou Tabakin, and when he was playing straight jazz and whatnot, he was making $4,000. Then he got into the Doc Severinsen band, started to sub. It went up to 20, but it's never been great.
Yeah.
But yet it still feeds you, right? You would,
your
soul. Can you talk about how important it is psychically and healing for you to be involved with the cats playing spiritual music?
Yeah, I think, I think that's exactly right. And for me, it's always been both, the career stuff plus the stuff that feeds your soul. And I think for me and Tucson Modern Jazz Quartet, for me, it's always been about composition. Like, we do a bunch of original tunes. It's stuff that I wrote when I was 20 and stuff I wrote last year. And, like, that, for me, is the soul food, is the ability to play with great people who you trust to make really great artistic decisions with compositions of yours.
What year was Puget Sound? How old were you?
It was like 2005.
2005. So what were your influences? Because I'll tell you, like, I can't jive, if the music's not good, I'm not going to be into it, and this is like original music, instrumental music, which is fucking my thing.
Yeah.
Part of it's just the embellishment of the top shelf musicians, obviously.
Yeah.
But can you talk about what your influences were at 20?
Yeah.
The tune or was it just totally you? Because the hooks. The hooks have a greasier feeling, like more like a Medeski, Martin Wood 90s vibe, that kind of, and that was I graduated BU in 2000.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that 20-year-old song that you're playing now with Tucson Modern Jazz Quartet.
Yeah, I listened to, it's funny, I think in 2005, I like wanted to be a Bill Evans guy, right?
Sure.
And it's like, my stuff doesn't sound like that at all now. And I think go ahead.
Your touch is still really good.
Oh, thanks.
Because you're not like slamming. It's like Billy Higgins too. Like the dynamics. Anyway, what I'm saying is that influence, the amount of woodshedding you did on that, is paying off in an electric setting.
Yeah, and I think for me, at some point, everybody's got to find their own voice at some point. And I think for me, a lot of it is that, like, Medeski, Martin Woods. I remember even in high school listening to, like, Schofield's Uber Jam and loving it. My dad's a guitar player. And so, like, I love guitar players. And I think, like, trying to find some of that melodic, grit, weird sound on the keys is, like, something I've tried to find in my voice. Yeah.
Where do the antecedents or germs of song come from for you?
Oh, man.
Is it like, and also, I guess the better question is, it depends on the song, but can you talk about a particular tune that maybe just came right through you in one full swoop.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a song that we do, The Initial Next Door, that's on our upcoming album that, again, I wrote when I was like, I don't know, 20 maybe. And I was never I was never in a group that could play it, and we're finally playing it now.
Dude, you got to point that play it. Oh, take it off tonight.
Yeah, we'll play it. But it's about like my roommates freshman year of college, living in the dorms and being next to, I was in like a multi-gender floor, and there were these two great women who I became friends with, my roommate and I became friends with next door, and it's like about meeting them for the first time. And it's like, it was easy.
Sick.
It's like once you start writing, it just starts coming. I don't know. That's one of the ones that was easy and flowed really nicely.
So for people that are going to see this 5 minutes or 5 years or 50 years, what are you, to me, the definition of success is striving for excellence in what you do and cutting above the morass of what every other person that in your craft is doing.
Yeah.
All right? It's not about money or anything else. So, Tucson Modern Jazz Quartet, what makes it different?
I think it's...
Is it a vibe thing? I mean, it doesn't have to be a technical thing.
No, I don't think it is a technical thing. I think it's about a sound and a combination of people that I think we just really work well together.
Do you have fun playing together?
Oh my gosh, it's so fun.
I mean, it's fun. It's supposed to be. It's about happiness, man.
And I trust these guys, right? And I think, again,
what does trust on the bandstand mean to Keaton Wilson?
I think it comes down to they're going to make good choices, and they're always going to make good choices, and it's up to everybody to follow those good choices.
Was that a hard lesson for you to learn, or did you learn that relatively? Can you talk about going back at Puget Sound, like because you came from that classical bag?
Yeah.
Was there a defining moment or some sort of like Rubicon thing where you said, I need to surrender to what I'm listening to, and it's not so much about what I want to play?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I think everybody learns that, or most people learn that at some point. I think the other piece of it is like finding the right people, like being open to playing with new people, but also recognizing when it's not the right person, right? And to me anyway, it's not always technical proficiency, right? It's like the people who shred are not always the people that I feel artistically connected with.
Bro, I don't know if you watched through the whole Wichita Lineman clip that I put up.
Yeah.
But there was a clam in there, and it was freaking like Trey got like a little bit lost, and you just like sort of like hit this. There are no wrong notes.
No.
You put a chord right on it, and it was like you could see Trey laugh a little bit.
Yeah,
it was, and you just put a chord, and that's what John B got. Ron Carter had pneumonia. John B. Williams, great bass player. Herbie said it was VSOP time.
Yeah, right? That's right.
Ron was sick. Herbie said, Ron, who should I call? He said, call John B. Call John B. John B. shows up in the studio, and they're playing a tune, and he was like, hitting some clams, and he's like, every time Herbie just put a chord right, and this is the first time they hung. Yeah. Just put a chord on it. And that to me is the music. Yeah. That's musicality. 100%. It's not, I guess the bottom line is, final question for you, Keaton Wilson.
Yeah.
If someone had given you the opportunity to play with a Formula Trip band and be able to sing for your supper, would you do that?
I don't think so.
I love it.
I don't think it's in me. I don't think it's in me.
Explain, because listen, there's a lot of cats. There are cats who just they're doing it.
Yeah.
But for those who are seekers and saying, is there more out there musically, how much at peace are you with music today because you're able to express yourself?
I think total peace, and it comes from being in a band with incredible people who play music and getting to play stuff we all write. And I'm not the only composer, right? We're playing stuff by Pat, stuff by Trey, and it's a vehicle for that, and that's the best.
Original tunes all night with the Tucson Modern Jazz Quartet. Keaton Wilson, man. Thanks for being a healer, buddy. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
It's the Jake Feinberg Show. See you later.